If you hear that siren, I swear that it's not Dean Ambrose's theme music all of a sudden randomly playing in my neighborhood. Well, his heel theme music is lazy ass heel theme music. And also, I lied. It ended up being 2 hours, not an hour, hour and a half, because I went off and took a shower before I started watching 205 Live. And no, I don't take a half hour to shower. It's just got to brush myself up. It was good, but Anyways, guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993. I am up here live to talk to you briefly about this week's episode of 205 Live, the May 14th, 2019 edition. Took place in London, England. As usually, whenever 205 Live is in London, usually it's just an NXT UK versus 205 Live night, basically. Well, not really the versus 205 Live, but night you notice, some stars from NXT UK, come together with stars on 205 Live, since of course most of them are smaller guys. They just to have a little to showcase some talents and to grab some attention. Even though, then again, this is the same crowd that watches NXT UK, but of course those of you probably more likely to watch the cruiser division of NXT UK, because once again, NXT UK gets a short end of the stick because again there's just how much content. 5 shows I watch weekly for wrestling. 5 freaking shows. Maybe 6 soon if I watch AEW. But of course, AEW could lead me to slowly tone down WWE. Just kidding. Again, not going to tone down WWE because it gets its high points and it gets its low points. But as I keep saying, right now, it's at a pretty darn low point. But anyways, we're going to talk about 205 Live tonight. Overall, that was a fun show. A fun, it wasn't like, an amazing show. It was a fun show showcasing some talent, mixing with, the UK and the 205 Live talent. The Fatal 4 I thought was definitely the better match in my opinion. The main event was good. Just wish it would have been a little bit of a different opponent for Tony Nese. Although I can appreciate though because apparently Ligero is a long-term veteran. But I'll get to it shortly about why I like the Fatal 4-way a little bit more in the main event. But still a fun show, I gotta say, just showcasing both the UK and 205 Live talent. They show the Y2J promo of. In the promo of Kevin, that is true. They did show the Festival of Friendship on not 205 on SmackDown Live tonight. Whenever they were showing why Kevin Owens has become a dangerous man. Still one of my favorite segments of all time. Thank you for mentioning that, Tyler. Thanks for joining me live. So we started off with, of course, Drake Maverick hyping up the show. As he usually does. He hasn't, of course, for a while, but he hypes it up. Basically, once again, being a UK versus a UK and 205 Live show coming together, basically. So we had some pretty good choices for the most part, I'd say, to be in these matches. The first match was a Fatal 4-way. It was Mark Andrews taking on Gentleman Jack Gallagher, one half of the NXT UK Tag Team Champions, and one half, of course, of the grizzled young veterans. James Drake, of course, knows Zach Gibson was there to hear "If you hate Gibson, shoes off," and Humberto Carrillo. Now, this match kind of did focus a little bit also on the storyline. Well, first off, Gentleman Jack Gallagher still coming out to his heel theme, but if he's a babyface again, which he is, of course, he was shaking hands. He was just showing his gentleman, being a gentleman gimmick and whatnot as he used before. I do feel they should give him his old theme song back. I mean, I do find his heel theme quite catchy, but it sounds more of like a villain, and he's not a villain anymore. Which again, thank goodness, because again, I feel like Gallagher just works much better as a babyface. So I say, again, I like the theme, but maybe give him his old theme music back. Although we did have something return in this match, as William III made his first appearance in quite some time. He was around a little bit after Gallagher did turn heel in 2017, as Gallagher did use William III as a weapon a couple times. But then William III slowly faded away. But there was a spot, of course, the best time he's ever done it, of course, when he was eliminated from the 2017 Royal Rumble, being Mary Poppins and being eliminated from that. But he brought it out, and he did use it to take out everyone out ringside, when he did his senton dive and whatnot. But I thought it was a fun back and forth match to mix up high flying and hard hitting styles, of course. And of course, give some people who probably watch 205 Live more often than NXT UK to get to know James Drake, also one half of the tag team champions, which I always say Drake and Gibson as tag team champions on NXT UK are fine, but I still feel like this is more of like a consolation prize to give some for Zach Gibson to do, since there really is no mid-card UK title or anything. And he was already kind of involved with Pete Dunne for the UK Championship at one point. I mean, maybe, of course, we'll see what happens next week with the rematch between Walter and Pete Dunne. Maybe again, Zach Gibson will eventually get a UK title opportunity against Walter. But there's still a good fun back and forth Fatal 4. But again, the story kind of is based off some friendly competition between Humberto Carrillo and Gentleman Jack Gallagher, kind of gaining mutual respect for each other after they both basically escaped from Drew Gulak's nonsense. I'm pretty sure, we will still have a match soon between Drew Gulak and Gentleman Jack Gallagher. It'd be nice way, of course, to put over Gallagher, as I definitely he can use some much momentum. Must use a babyface momentum for sure. Now he's a babyface again. Hopefully, maybe someday, be in contention for the Cruiserweight Championship. The only time he's ever, I think, had a match for the Cruiserweight title was against Neville at Fastlane 2017. I gotta say, that was a good match. Honestly, one of the better matches of that show. That show was not that good, Fastlane 2017. But some good back and forth action. Eventually, though, the winner of this match was Carrillo, who did sneak up from behind and beat Gallagher with just a roll-up. Afterwards, they shook hands. Obviously, Gallagher had a little bit of disappointment on his face, but obviously, he's on his own again, and he's kind of starting over from the beginning. So I don't know if this is going to be, him and Gallagher and Carrillo having one more match one-on-one just to settle the score, or this was, if it's a little, mini little friendly competitions you want to call it. But we'll see. But at least we got William III make his return. I'm probably going to use that if I can find a good shot of that. I may use that as the thumbnail for this video, maybe. But yeah, not a bad Fatal 4-Way for sure. I liked it with Carrillo, Andrews, Gallagher, and Drake. We then get a promo of Arya Daivari inside a tanning bed, where he mentions how Tony Nese is going to run himself ragged while he's here getting a tan and massages and coming into their match nice and fresh, as Daivari probably would do. We have Nese being interviewed backstage. He says the smart thing isn't always the right thing, and he could have taken it easy this week, but WWE Universe expects more from the champion. And as champion, he's proud to carry on tradition of stars of 205 Live and UK stars facing off tonight, which he'll face off, of course, with Ligero, as he's basically just saying, proving that, being a champion isn't easy. You got to take chances sometimes, and, he wants to be part of this tradition. We get a video package of Ligero, introducing him to those who aren't really familiar with him. And yeah, my thing is he's a good competitor, but so far in NXT UK, I just see him as some guy just putting people over so far, basically. So I guess that's why I don't know much about him outside of NXT UK. If I knew, but more so globally, I guess it'd be a little more behind. I mean, he's still a good talent, but it's like, okay, he's just there mostly putting people over, I feel like. So that's why I mean, Ligero against Tony Nese was fine. I mean, we had the match. Before we had the match, we had some handicap promo with the Lucha House Party, talking about some music collection and that they're accepting the Singh Brothers challenge next week. Yeah, I don't really care, honestly. I don't care about the Singh Brothers at all. But anyway, so we had Tony Nese taking on Lucha. I almost said Tony saying Lucha House Party. No, Tony Nese taking on Ligero in our main event. And again, I mean, I like Ligero, but he's not one of my favorites. Again, he's someone I feel like just puts someone over. I would have rather seen, Tony Nese. If the whole idea here is like, why is Tony Nese, risking, being in competition in a singles match right before a pay-per-view? Like, maybe he could put up against someone like, Jordan Devlin, I thought. Like, you put Devlin in there. Or I'm trying to think who else is on NXT UK. I mean, if you wanted to be another face-on-face match, it could be like, him and Tyler Bate, maybe it would work. Or, Flash Morgan Webster. Maybe Flash Morgan Webster is not like as big, not really one who, the biggest names so far to me yet. But like maybe someone a little bigger, Tyler Bate. I was thinking at first, if it was on 205 weight limit, what about Joe Coffey? That'd be a good match. Joe Coffey and Tony Nese. Of course, I don't think we're going to be having Walter on 205 Live anytime soon, or Pete Dunne. But I don't know, someone a little bit bigger than Ligero. But obviously, again, Ligero's a veteran and probably much more known and respected by the UK talent, so I respected that. Of course, Nese and Ligero was showing respect. Most of telling a story about they both respect that this tradition of 205 Live going to the UK and whatnot. There was that sequence at one point where some back and forth, roll-ups by Ligero and Nese to the 1 count. Afterwards, they only shook each other's hand, they also shook Charles Robinson's hand as well. But it was a good back and forth match. Again, I just wish it would have been someone a little bit more, to the standards of this whole idea of, why is Tony taking this chance Again, I'm not saying Ligero's not good, but again, he's not the toughest competition I felt that Tony's had. But obviously, Nice put him over afterwards, after Nice defeated him with the running Nice. He did, shake hands with, Ligero and whatnot, just to give him the respect he deserves, and Ligero gave Nice respect. But from the crowd, out came Arya Daivari, who apparently made it seem like he wasn't there, but shows up. He starts to beat down Ligero. Then Nice gets out there, and they start to brawl. But eventually, Daivari gets the upper hand, hitting the hammerlock lariat, staying over top of Tony's because, at some point, the heels got to, stand up, get the upper hand on the babyface, and it hadn't happened yet, so why not? So that's the main event, 205 Live. That was 205 Live. Give it a beat. Fatal 4 was fun. The main event was fun again. Kind of wish, there would have been someone a little bit more, in my opinion, just someone a little bit more exciting than maybe Ligero. But again, I pretty much, I feel, I don't know Ligero as well, again, as these United Kingdom fans. As, probably he's a more respected veteran. It's like in the Mae Young Classic when I didn't really know who Meiko Satomura was. But, of course, I became even a bigger fan of her after the Mae Young Classic, especially after that match. Almost knocked my microphone over. Or the mic of Mike, as you guys call it. I haven't really used this thing in a while. But the two matches that really stayed with me from Satomura was her match with Mercedes Martinez, and especially, and this is a match of the year candidate for me, her match with Toni Storm in the semifinals. But I didn't know Meiko Satomura, but, I became a fan of hers from there. So, Ligero's good, but so far, again, in an actual brand, all he's really done to me so far is just put over, certain talents. That's all I feel about. I feel that way about him, but still a good match. And that's me for 205 Live. Again, give it a B. See what Tyler says in the live chat. Worst feud for the WWE champion is Seth Rollins and Randy Orton 2015, and his best is AJ and Samoa Joe last year. What are your thoughts on Wrestling Rampage? Haven't read that yet. I'll try to check it out. Triple H needs to be in charge for sure, in which AJ and Charlotte win the mixed match challenge. And yeah, I've said that several times. But thank you for your stuff in the live chat, Tyler. Again, I will, if I'm able to get a list together for your that list suggested for this week, I'll do it this week. If not, then I'll probably maybe wait and do your idea next week. I do have another idea I want to do for top 10s, but maybe I'll do your idea either this week or next week. But thank you guys. Thank you again, Tyler, for participating in the live chat. Again, give it a B for 205 Live. What are your thoughts on 205 Live? This week, your thoughts down in the comment section below. And make sure, as always, to slap a like on my videos, subscribe for more content on my channel. You may follow me on Twitter as well at DemandEverybody3. And once again, guys, I'll be up here live tomorrow, like early afternoon, I'd say, for my live preview and predictions for Money in the Bank this Sunday. I'll do my NXT UK and NXT reviews tomorrow. Again, I most likely will have to wait till Friday to do my top 10 special because I do have a graduation for some family friends on Thursday night to attend. But if I'm home early, if I'm not home too late, maybe I'll do it then. I'm not sure. As always, the season also this is the finale for Big Bang. I might want to check that when I get home, actually. But yeah, so that'll be the plans for tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. So once again, guys, I'm checking out. Have a great rest of your night. And also, please subscribe and my video. Again, subscribe or contact my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandEverybody3. And please make sure to check out my first WrestleMania Experience documentary found in the description box down below. Until then, guys, I'm checking out. Have a great rest of your night. Get some sleep, everybody. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow. Peace out, everybody.